So anyway, I wanted to start off this this episode with a heartfelt fuck you, Jaiden, for making me watch this movie again. I love this movie. It's a very wonderful movie, and I give it 5 stars. But I didn't need to be driving across Wyoming, crying my eyes out in a semi truck in a rainstorm. So fuck you.
It's
But
such a
thank
good
you.
movie, though.
Oh, it is. But I've seen it once before, and I didn't need to see it again this soon.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at the same time.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings by saying fuck you.
No, it's fine.
I already feel guilty enough for all the trauma that I probably caused any potentially gay people that I bullied when I was exactly that age at that exact time that it was happening to him in the 80s.
Yep.
Yep.
Not that I wasn't doing it because they were gay, but they may have been gay and I was doing it. And we were definitely calling them gay, but not.
It would be more homophobic if you didn't bully them, honestly. Because it sounds like you just bullied everyone.
No, I was on the middle. I was getting bullied, and then the bullying was flowing down. It was a trickle down bullying economy back then. I wasn't at the top. And I don't think really anyone was at the top of the bully pile because they were probably getting bullied by their fathers or older brothers. And then but I was in the mid to lower tier of bullies.
And what were you getting bullied for?
Being fat, being gay. Everybody got called gay. My last initial was A, so that makes me Shauna. So that was always fun. Hey, Shauna.
Shauna.
Fat fucking faggot.
Well, at least I'm not gay like Curtis over here.
Right. So then
then everyone, it shifts down.
And then the kid with like legally blind.
Oh, damn.
He's so blind, and you go over and bully him. You blind fucking fuck.
He can't see you. He can only hear you.
Right.
Who said that?
You can't see me. You can't see me. So yeah.
It's fucked up.
This is not a good start.
So just on top of, all the other things in this movie, but I mean, I also just have that level of, existential guilt of being a piece of shit in the 80s and 90s.
I don't know. Maybe we should bring back bullying. Some people need to be humbled.
Well, there was a school shooting today. Did you see that in Minneapolis?
The most intense bullying you can do.
Yeah. And it was at a Catholic school, and it, by all accounts, the brief news story that I saw, it appears to be a male to female trans person who is the culprit, and then they killed themselves after it. So I'm going to guess that I'm just going out on a limb and say this person probably went to that school and was probably bullied for, being gay or trans or whatever, and went back to get their revenge.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that now that this has happened and a trans person did this, everyone's going to be up in arms about trans people.
Even more so than they already are.
Being trans, even though every other school shooting was some white guy.
Yeah.
No one said a word.
Right. Oh, no, it's definitely going to be used as a cudgel to make lives for trans people even worse than it already is. Of course it is. Of course it is. So I don't think we should bring back bullying. I don't think it did anybody any good.
Yeah, no.
Everyone says that. No. I drank from a water hose. I did this, I did that. And then just all the people, the Gen X people. And I'm like, well, look at me, look at all of us of our age. We are trash. We are pieces of shit who are all dying. And we are the worst people on the face of the earth. So I don't think that all that stuff that you say that we survived and did was good for us.
I think they are bringing back bullying, honestly, and getting rid of cancel culture, which we need to not do. I think cancel culture should stay.
Yeah.
I think I'm somewhere in between.
Well, there should be allowed for nuance and sarcasm. It should just be if you're an actual piece of shit, then you should be getting canceled.
I think that if you did something or said something shitty like 10 years ago, but like you've worked to make yourself a better person and whatever, and someone pulls something up from 10 years ago back when you were a piece of shit, it's not fair to like cancel you now and forever forward because you did something stupid when you were like a teenager or whatever.
I agree.
That's too
and
much.
What do you have out there that you're afraid of being found out, Darian?
Not me, but I know I was saying that and I was like, oh God. Probably something, honestly.
Things that people said on their alt Instagram accounts when they were in high school should be, if it ever comes up on the way back
under
machine.
the username blah 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 blah.
That's not
No, but
fair.
honestly,
That's not fair.
yeah. I don't know. Sometimes my Facebook memories come up. Or no, I deleted Facebook, but back when I had it, they would. And they were really, really embarrassing. Never cancel worthy, but who knows what's in there. Especially, I was just talking about this the other day with a friend. Like, if I could see what my MySpace used to look like, who knows what's on there? I have no idea.
I don't know. I think it would be pretty awesome. Speaking of getting canceled on the internet, this is VIMP, the Very Important Movie Podcast with Shawn, Darian Jaiden. I'm Shawn.
I'm Darian.
I'm Jaiden.
I'm producer Eli.
This is another completely unnecessary movie podcast about very necessary movies. But instead of 3 middle-aged white guys, it's just one, forcing his daughters to watch every movie in the Criterion Collection before he dies. And by he, I mean me. What's up? Today's movie is All of Us Strangers. We were already talking about that, but we never said the name of the movie, which made the whole beginning of this probably very confusing unless people looked at the podcast app and saw that it was called All of Us Strangers. But I don't know if people know how to read anymore.
No,
Jaiden,
not anymore.
This was your movie pick. Please explain to me, Darian, Eli, and our lovely listeners why you picked this movie.
Well, I picked it because I watched it like a year ago, and I just really liked it. And I've never seen a movie with, his name's Andrew, right? Andrew Scott?
Yes.
I've never seen a movie with him in it, but I really like him. He did a really good job. The reason I watched it the first time is because I watched Normal People, and for the 5th time, and I was in a Paul Mescal. Is that how you say his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I just wanted to watch everything that he was in that moment. And so I watched this because I'd never heard of it before. And me and Eli were just like sobbing the entire time. So I thought it would be a good one. And I saw that it was on the Criterion list, and I knew I had to watch it again.
Yes, it is one of the newer additions to the Criterion Collection. I thought this might have been your revenge, is you wanted to make Darian cry as payback for having to watch 1984.
I will say I did not cry in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, no. But I liked it a lot.
Person.
Oh, you're
no,
cold.
I think I just can't relate. Can't relate. I have a pretty good relationship with my parents. My parents are alive, and I'm not gay.
I can't relate to any of it, but it's still sad.
I couldn't.
I'm not gonna say
there.
Actually.
I believe that's called empathy.
Yeah.
And I'm always the one being accused of not having any of it.
Yeah, someone's lacking.
Can we start over? I'm gonna get canceled on this fucking episode.
Someone's gonna find your MySpace.
Someone's going back in the Wayback Machine.
Thinks people should be bullied. She doesn't believe in cancel culture. This bitch.
The Wayback Machine.
And
oh my god.
I ain't gay. I don't give a shit about none of this shit.
Let's bring back bullying.
My parents ain't dead. ... yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be a little sad after I take care of that problem.
Maybe.
Unlikely. You've been living in the South too long.
I guess so. There's no empathy out here, you guys. None.
The humidity. It's not the heat, it's the humidity that takes away your empathy. That really explains a lot about what's going on over on your side of the country.
Yeah, probably.
We need to pretend like you didn't tell us that you had absolutely no emotional impact on you whatsoever, and that you're cold.
That's not what I said.
Cold-hearted.
You hate gay people.
You hate gay people.
Right. So I'm extremely homophobic.
And you can't relate because your piece of shit parents are still alive. And
you threw up every time you saw them kiss.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I had to look away, actually. Like, I don't want to see it. You know,
some serious pearl clutching happened during this movie.
Yeah, and you were like, "I'm glad Harry's dead. I'm glad that Harry's dead because that's disgusting, and I hope he's rotting in hell where he belongs at the end."
Right. Well, okay. Damn. No spoilies, but I was clutching my pearl necklace. And speaking of pearl necklace, did you see
they probably
the cum on his chest at that one? No, there was literally in one part there. It was on his chest.
Was that cum?
Jizz. Yes.
I thought it was just sweat. I wasn't looking that close.
I didn't notice that the first time I
Thought it
watched
was
this movie,
tears.
but Eli brought that up, and I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't notice that." But it 100% was.
This is random, but you know who the most homophobic people are? Okay, maybe not the most, but like something that surprises me is that I feel like homophobia in the gay community is like actually a really big thing. It's so weird, but I've heard that from multiple people. Like multiple gay people are like, I'm homophobic.
Gay people are the most homophobic people.
They're the most homophobic people, actually.
Though? Like like self-hating themselves, or
no,
you have to be more
like
specific about
I think
what
they just hate like a certain type. I think they hate a certain type of gay people. A lot of people
makes
do.
Sense.
So they say
they're
like
also all like biphobic and
biphobic. The biphobia is crazy.
A lot of transphobia for sure.
Yeah.
And transphobia.
It's a lot of pulling the ladder up type situation with
gay
people. They're like, well, we got our rights and we don't give a shit about anybody else because they don't want to. I think that comes from a place of fear of like they don't want things to go too far, like quote unquote, and get it all taken away, like all the rights, everything that they got. They don't want it to. They're like, let's just not rock the boat with asking for anything more because they don't care about anything. It's not going to affect them. So it's a matter of like not rocking the boat. Whereas same thing with TERFs, with J.K. Rowling. She's like, well, women somewhat have rights now, so we can vote. So fuck everyone below us.
Yeah, it's so true. We don't want them in women's spaces. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you're not a fucking wizard, bitch. Unless it's in the fucking clan.
Love Harry Potter.
The Ku Klux one.
Hate J.K. Rowling.
Hate her so much.
By the way, I'm not homophobic. I was just joking earlier.
Yeah, I know
everyone.
No,
I know.
Not.
I just don't want to get canceled. You know, like I just started this podcast thing, and it just feels too soon in my career to get canceled.
I know.
You know,
we haven't even released an episode yet. I mean, but to be fair to me, you did say that you felt absolutely nothing in this movie and didn't cry.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You just said you didn't cry.
But that was the antidepressants.
Yeah.
That was the antidepressants.
Is it a sign that I should go on antidepressants because I was just driving in a truck with tears rolled down my face? Like I wasn't even really watching the movie. I was just kind of listening to it, and that was just making
that blows
me cry.
my mind because
like every
growing
scene
up
with his parents.
Yeah. Do you think you
growing up
felt an emotional attachment to today because your parents are kind of going through some stuff right now?
Yeah, of course. Yes, that. And I said earlier, there's that. There's just the like broad humanity of just, having empathy for other people. And then there's all the guilt of being a piece of shit. Yeah. And making fun of people, being a bully. So the whole time when he's talking to his dad about his dad probably would have bullied him if he was in school with him and all the shit that happened to him. I felt guilty.
Yeah.
I never went that hard. I was never like doing anything to anybody specifically for being gay, but there was a lot of bullying back in the 80s and 90s, and I did some of that stuff and got done to me, and I feel bad and guilty from both directions. And you were going to say something about growing up that I had no emotions?
Yeah.
That's because
growing up, I never... Yeah, I never saw you cry in my entire life. The first time I ever saw you cry was my wedding day. That was the first time. And now you be crying to movies.
I've been off antidepressants about probably a year and a half, 2 years, about 2020, 2021. I switched from venlafaxine to taking GABA. Yeah, you enjoy movies a lot more when you're not on antidepressants.
Yeah, I bet you enjoy a lot of things a lot more.
Well, yeah, but you don't get to do any of those things anymore. My entire life is lived through imagining myself in other people's situations while watching movies.
In other what?
I said my entire life is only, I don't do anything on my own or live. I don't have an actual life. I just have to imagine myself in the situation of other people that I see in movies now at this point.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's part of what movies and books are for. I watched this movie on Plex, and the first thing that came up was a warning statement that this movie contains tobacco depictions. So I just want to warn everyone, like, before we get into this, like, if you are sensitive about tobacco, like, maybe you want to click off, because we might talk about it a little bit. in today's episode. So
I can't believe that in this day and age, that they would dare make a movie that contained tobacco depictions.
I know. I mean, we vape
It's
now.
so culturally insensitive.
It is. Like,
it's also funny that they do ketamine and drink about 19 gallons of whiskey and smoke from a weed pen.
Mm-hmm. There was like maybe one cigarette in this movie.
Yeah, the dad smoked like I think one or two cigarettes, and the mom smoked one. But there's no warnings about anything else, just the tobacco.
Just the tobacco.
No alcohol, drugs, or that's the only thing that they gave a warning about. So it was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
I wonder what generated that warning. I guess that's more of a...
Tobacco is a really sensitive topic, you know? Like,
it really is.
Yeah, I mean,
it truly is.
It's smoking cigarettes is the number one preventable cause of death in the world. So, and that's a fact. And you can look that up.
Isn't gun violence preventable, or that's just not preventable?
Guns don't kill people. People
cigarettes
kill people.
Do.
Right?
Smoking does.
But cigarettes kill people. And so
what do you know about this movie? I didn't know a ton about it, but I listened to a podcast, somebody else's podcast, where they interviewed Andrew Hay. Pretty sure it's Hay. So I learned some stuff about it that was pretty interesting. If you want to hear about it before we get through the plot.
Yeah, go for it.
So it's from a Japanese book, a Japanese horror book from like 1987.
I did see that, yeah.
That didn't even get translated into English until like 13, 14 years later. But in the book, it's still a screenwriter, and the parents still died, so that's very similar. But it's the ghost who shows up is a woman. There's no gayness. That was all added after the fact, or for this retelling of the story. And apparently the ghost is very malevolent and bad and not nice at all. So it's like a haunting, like a true horror. It's not so nice.
So I read that too, about this movie being based on that book. And it was like, but they weren't gay, but it wasn't this, and then it also wasn't this. And I'm like, so it's not the same at all.
Yeah. Well,
it's very loosely
interview with the writer director dude, it's an inspiration. Like he just took the bones of the story structure and applied his own life shit to it. Because he's gay.
Okay.
He's 50 years old, so he's like where he was when the movie came out, when this interview was happening. Grew up in London, and the parents' house is his actual childhood house that they shot at.
Nice.
Which I think is pretty cool.
Did his parents die in a car crash?
They didn't bring that up one way or the other. They never mentioned it, and I forgot to look that up.
Kind of sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because it happened or not, or they died of something else. But he did ask him in this interview about a bunch of stuff about, did this happen to you? Was this based on your shit? But they never brought the parents thing up at all. So I wonder if because it did happen. Interesting.
Very interesting. What else did you find?
Curiouser. Most of the other stuff is just about themes and everything, not so much facts and shit like that. So we just talk about it as we go through it.
All right. Well, let's start going through it.
Yeah, we got Andrew Scott playing Adam, and we got Paul Mescal playing Harry, and we got Jamie Bell playing Adam's father, and Claire Foy playing Adam's mother. And that's pretty much the whole cast, other than a couple extras that pop up. And then you got young Adam, and you just basically see him in pictures, right? Is he even in it?
There's like moments where he's in it. He's like on the bus, and then on the train when he was like screaming.
Yeah. Yes.
He's there in the window.
He is there. To the wall.
Yeah, he's there. He's always there. Okay. So Adam is a lonely middle-aged screenwriter, and he's struggling to write at home in his high-rise London flat, which they play this like he's like this struggling writer, like he can't figure out what to write about, but clearly he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he's got to be doing well enough.
High-rise flat. This place is nice. Okay.
It's really nice, and it's completely empty.
Why is it completely empty?
Well, okay,
Did
that's
they
one
ever
of the things
say?
They do, because not to spoil it all, but basically everything that he's doing or is experiencing is a visually realized metaphor. So it appears we're getting that he feels isolated and that he's the only one there. And in all reality, in the real world, the place could be completely full.
Oh, okay.
And the device of him saying that no one has moved in there yet is just to like help us not, as the viewer, not think that it's stupid. If there wasn't some sort of explanation of why nobody was there. But in reality, in the real actual world, it could be totally full apartment complex.
And it probably is, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
But there is also, I looked into that as well. And there are situations like that where for maybe like a week when a news place opens or somebody will move in and then it'll get approved by like health and safety. And then they'll find something after the first person moves in and then it gets delayed they won't kick them out, but there may only be a few people that live there and then they have to not let new people move in. There's stuff that plausibly could lead to that, but once you get to the end of the movie, that's probably a full apartment complex and he just feels alone and isolated.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
I saw another thing about that, and someone commented on a Reddit thread about it. And apparently in like 2017 there was, and they said it could have something to do with this, but it also couldn't. It says, in 2017, a disaster occurred in West London, referred to as a Grenfell Tower fire. And they talked about how that might be, I can send it to you because I'm not going to read this whole thing, but that might be like what they're kind of referring to with the whole building being empty, because a lot of buildings were empty because of it, because of, I don't know, building requirements or something like that. But only people that lived in London would know about that, or like lived in the UK would know that, really.
Did it even happen? I think it happens in bigger cities, like in LA. There's those whole apartment complexes that they quit building that are all graffitied up right there in downtown. I don't think anyone lives in them, but it's plausible that somebody could have moved in at one point and they just didn't leave.
Oh, and then it also said the reason they thought of this was because of, one, the building being empty, and then him also being sick throughout it, like how he was coughing and just acting sick.
Okay, so he's like distracted, trying to write, and he's thinking about what we assume are his parents' death. And all of a sudden the fire alarm goes off, and that did scare my dog, so thanks a lot. But
it's very rude.
When he's it's very rude. He goes downstairs with the fire alarm, and no one is down there. Yeah, there's no one else there. But he looks up, and Harry's in his apartment.
It happens at my building all the time. The first or second night we moved in, the alarm went off, and Hannah was here because she was helping us move, and we all were like freaking out. We took the couch out, and we went outside, and we were like, why is nobody else out here? And it's because it happens so often that nobody goes anywhere. So if something did happen,
right?
We'd be fucked,
I think that's probably is that it happens so often that nobody gives a shit and he's the only one doing it.
Yeah,
exactly. But Harry also says at one point after that, he's like, oh, maybe one of these days that will actually be real or something, like saying like that's why he didn't leave his apartment. But I kind of feel like, I don't know. We'll get into that later.
But that's when he first meets, is it not? When he's going back inside from the fire alarm?
Well, he goes back inside.
Oh,
does he see him then, or he comes to the door, right?
He comes to the door.
No, he comes to the door, yeah.
Yeah, he comes to the door.
So later, Harry comes to Adam's door and is immediately putting off vibes. Like, absolutely not toning it down at all. Very flirty. I applaud his confidence for sure. He's definitely a little freak. Couldn't understand what he was saying because of the accent. I did have to turn my captions on.
That's funny.
Could you
understand? He wasn't just being confident. He was so scared of what he was going to do to himself that he was like desperate for like connection with somebody.
Yeah. And I guess like that makes sense now. I also am pretty sure he was drunk as hell.
Oh yeah.
Like he was off his ass drunk.
He was 3 sheets to the wind.
I put in the notes, if someone came to my door late at night and they were saying all this creepy shit that Harry was saying and trying to get me to drink their mysterious liquor, I would pepper spray them. I'm just saying.
But what if you were gay?
Well, then, I mean, I would double pepper spray them.
Because you're homophobic?
One for safety, one for homophobia.
One for safety and one to make sure you never come back.
Let's see. And Adam's like, no, thank you. So, and that's really sad now that I think about it.
You can tell that he wanted to.
Yeah.
You could tell that there was definitely an attraction, like when they touched hands.
Mm-hmm.
And both lingered. I mean, it was clearly a situation of what he says later on is that he was just too afraid, but it wasn't because of anything other than that. Like there was definite chemistry.
Yes. Okay.
Which
so
makes
then
the whole thing even more sad when
I know.
Later.
Now I am depressed. I'm not crying, but I am depressed.
Yeah,
so
it's depressing.
I'm gonna take my antidepressants.
Pop another pill.
Pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop.
Squash those feelings down, crush them.
Yeah. Okay,
so then morning,
you want to do the next
computer?
part?
Yeah, he's like I don't think he doesn't type anything at this time, right? He just looks at it and walks away. Or is this the time where he types it? No, I think he types like his street name.
No, he doesn't type it yet. Oh, okay.
And then he just walks away and goes and starts looking at the boxes of stuff, which is looks at all the pictures and everything. Then he looks out the window, sees the train rolling by, and goes, "Hey, I like trains. I like my old house.
Who doesn't love a good train?
I love trains. I love trains." So then he's sullenly, like usual, but this time he's sullenly sitting in a train looking out the window plaintively and being depressed. I gotta say, Andrew Scott is the most sad-looking person in the movie I've ever seen in my life. Just his face. It looks like
he's always looking off into the distance.
Yeah, and it looks like he's about to cry at every moment, and then often is crying very shortly after that.
Yeah.
But be able to be in a movie where it looks like you're about to burst into tears for 98% of the entire movie is very impressive to me. Very impressive.
And he's not like that in real life at all. Well, I've never met him, but like when I was watching, after I watched this the first time, I watched a bunch of press interviews with the two of them, and they're like complete opposite of how they are in the movie. They're like all hyper, like besties. It's so funny how it's not like their characters they are.
Acting. I did it for a long time.
You acted?
Mm-hmm. In everyday life, going through life, pretending like everything's fine.
Yeah. Well, that's just being a person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everyone is doing it. It's hard to do it on camera.
Again, you got to push it down.
Under that pressure.
Yeah.
You do have to squash it.
You have to white knuckle it as best as you can and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you'll be fine.
You will be fine. Just concentrate.
Go to camp.
Go to camp and concentrate. It's fine.
And concentrate
it's all fine. Just concentrate.
And you'll be fine.
Oh, yes.
What were we talking about?
What were we talking about? Oh, yes.
We were talking about the movie.
He was going through trinkets.
Yeah, I love a good trinket.
He saw his little lighter in the trinkets.
Yeah, the lighter in there. I'm assuming that was his dad's lighter because he was smoking darts every day.
He did when he was smoking later. He had that exact same lighter.
Yep.
When he was with the cigarette, so it definitely is confirmed that just later on it's a ghost lighter though.
Dad's lighter confirmed.
Yes, I give it a confirmation.
Okay. There was like a 10-minute montage of him looking at things. Honestly, I feel like maybe. Well, no, I'm talking about. And maybe you guys can explain this better because you've seen it multiple times and I only watched it once and I had no idea what was going on. But when he was was on the train and then he was like at the house, but then he was like in a field, like a grass wheat field or something. And he's just staring off, looking at things all solemnly. And then he ends up at the gas station and then he meets his dad at the gas station. And I'm like, oh, he's about to bang this guy. But then it was his dad. Yeah, that was supposed to be an allegory or some shit about how you get your self-confidence and love for yourself and are able to love other people by the way that your parents love you. So that's what Andrew Haig said anyway, is there's a lot of
it was an intentional misdirect for you to think that.
Okay, because there was also a point where I thought his mom was trying to bang him, and that was also weird. So,
it's meant to symbolize like the way that you feel about yourself when you're an adult is a lot to do with how your parents treated you when you were a kid. I don't know if it necessarily makes sense that we need to allude to that he's gonna fuck his parents, but apparently that's what it was meant to be.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, but
okay.
In the scene with the gas station, when there was those tires were screeching, what was that? Was that just like from his? Because I was like, oh, that's like his parents crashing, but I don't know why that wouldn't really make sense. Maybe it does. I don't know. But why would they add that?
I think it just sounds good.
Does it though? Because he literally looks over like towards the screeching. It's not just like a background thing.
I think it's indicating his fear of. So he's afraid. He got hit by a car. Remember, his parents talked about him getting hit by a car, and then being afraid of fireworks. And so he's afraid of cars. Then his parents die in a car. He doesn't take cars. He only goes in the train. So he has a fear of cars. So I think that's just adding to that little bit of backstory and his phobias as he hears like tires screeching, and he's on edge about anything to do with cars in general and getting ran over or hit, dying via car. I think that's what I think that's what it's talking about, right? Right. So his dad gives him a little wink, and then he sees him across on the other side of the field and gives him a little wave. Follow me, brah. Follow me, son. And that's when we get to the house, and then that's where shit gets weird.
Did you guys think at all how like were you ever thinking this guy's just going into a random house? Like, is it occupied? Is it not occupied? Is it actually his house? Did that ever go through your guys' mind, or it was just like me being paranoid as fuck?
Oh, like because there's three ways of looking at this thing. Is either one, these are real ghosts and all this is really happening, and there's two, there's ghosts that he is perceiving them as ghosts, like he's physically in these locations and is insane, losing his mind, and thinks that he's seeing ghosts. And then there's a third one where all this is happening in his mind and he's still in his apartment and never left anywhere, and everything's just happening in his apartment, and it's all completely his imagination and he's going insane. So you're asking the question of, is it where he's physically there and just walking around some abandoned house imagining these ghosts or having a psychotic breakdown? Curious. Yeah, I don't know if there's really any way of knowing if all this is happening in his mind in his apartment, or if all this is happening in his mind while he's walking around and he looks like a crazy person. Or I guess from an outsider, he would look like a crazy person if he's seeing ghosts, or if the ghosts are really there to him, or if he's just imagining them, in the world.
When he goes back to his apartment from the first time he goes to his parents' house, he's in the elevator with Harry, and there's like a portal, because you know how when people say you put two mirrors facing each other, it creates a portal for ghosts and shit like that. I was like, maybe he is a ghost, because he's literally sitting in an insane portal. Like, there's just a bunch of mirrors facing each other, and they're both in that. So I thought that was interesting, because I feel like, why would they add that? They don't just do that for nothing.
I like to believe that Adam is clairvoyant and he's seeing these ghosts for real, because it's more fun that way.
It's definitely more fun that way. I do like that a lot better. There's a reading that I saw, or an interpretation, that which doesn't make sense because of the whole seeing Harry at his apartment, but every time he gets in the train is signifying going into this going into this ghost world. But
that's how I saw it the first time that I watched it. I was like, okay, so it's the train.
But it can't be, because he sees them.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that at the time, so that's why I was thinking about that, because I didn't know he was a ghost yet. But now, it doesn't really make sense.
I do wonder why no one is living in that house. Like,
did that house look abandoned though? When he got there with Harry, it was kind of abandoned.
For sure. It's kind of surprising.
Ooh, maybe. This is me thinking, right? What if Jaiden? What if you guys are both right? Like, what if he has been going through like a portal or using his imagination all the times. And at the very last time when he went there with Harry, he actually went to the location. He was actually there. And then that's when Harry was like, dude, you're losing it. You're going crazy.
Yeah,
that
but
makes
then
sense. But Harry was a ghost when he took him.
exactly. And he did eventually see the parents on that trip. He did.
Yeah. But
I think it's all up to interpretation.
It's all left because remember he just was having a panic attack screaming and then he woke up in his bed at his parents' house.
Yeah.
So it's
But
hard to
the
say.
inclusion of him being sick the whole time was weird. Like, I don't know what that was supposed to show. Like, he's just sick.
I didn't even notice that. He was
He's
sick.
always sniffling but
Maybe
I
just
mean,
had
I
allergies.
think the true and the non-whimsical reading is probably the most accurate, is that he probably is just having a psychotic breakdown in his apartment while he's having writer's block and imagining all this shit, having an existential crisis, and the whole thing is just happening in his apartment.
My
Maybe
question was, why now? Why 30 years later is he having this big psychological breakdown?
I think it's triggered by him trying to write in a very meta way. He's writing the story of what happened to him and his family and his parents. So it's triggered by the starting to write this script.
And also, he probably feels super alone because, like he said, all of his friends moved away. So, I mean, I don't know how recent that was in the movie, but that might also
I think it's implying that he had recently moved into this apartment complex. Whether or not it's actually as empty as we're led to believe, or that's his imagination, he still probably did recently move into this apartment complex. But I think it's mostly being triggered by the start writing of the screenplay and the research he's doing by getting his stuff out, because it really started with him getting the box of pictures and everything. That was motivated by him trying to write the screenplay. So that's what I think it's. I think it's a combination of him being a weed head, complete and utter weed addict, addicted to that vape pen, disgusting, and then being sick and having an existential life crisis by being a 40-year-old guy. He's actually only 3 weeks younger than me in real life.
I think he would be 42 in the movie, right? Because didn't his parents die when he was 12? I think that he said that. And then it's 30 years later. And that's just quick math right there for you.
That's good. You did a good job.
Thank you.
In real life, me and Andrew Scott and I are the exact same age. We're 3 weeks apart. Or a
Who's
month.
older?
I am. You can tell me.
Well, he's gay, so he's gonna look younger.
That's facts.
Is that
he moisturizes.
Is that from facials and pearl necklaces? Is that what you're implying?
They have protein. It's probably good for your skin.
Who's to say? Who's to say I'm not coming in my own face? And
Who is to say that?
Who's to say? And it's not doing any good.
Who's spreading rumors that I'm not doing that?
Bullshit. You keep your fucking name out of my mouth, as I will be keeping my own cum out of my own mouth and keeping it on my face where it belongs.
What?
I don't know. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning.
You keep your name out of my mouth.
You keep your name out of my mouth. You keep my name out of your mouth. Is that what I said?
Yes.
I clearly meant to say, you keep your cum out of my mouth, and I'll put my name in your mouth and your cum on my face.
But not in my mouth. Just around it.
This is so gross, dude. We're related. All of us are related.
Are you still leaving?
I am not related to Eli by blood.
Neither am I.
Neither am I, but...
Well, then it's fine. I don't see the problem.
And actually, I'm not related to you by blood either, Dad. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And Jaiden, we only share half blood.
Jaiden, get out. Just get out of here. We're talking about gross adult stuff here,
okay? Okay, bye.
You froze. I didn't hear what you said. But...
We thought you really left.
You thought I left?
No.
Oh no, come back.
Come back. Jaiden, we were only joking.
Okay, bye.
Don't leave. No, don't go. Please come back.
Bye, buddy.
Good luck. Good luck finding your dad. Hope he doesn't have any cum on his face.
All right.
All right, so they're in the elevator, and Adam sees Harry again, and he's a lot less of a freak now, which I actually hated. Like, I wanted him to bring back his freaky energy.
It's hard to maintain that as a ghost.
I know. It is. It is.
He does, though, bring it back at the end, though. Not to jump ahead, but...
Right.
It's possible, so he should have been doing it.
But then they do, like, act a little freaky with each other.
Well, this is when...
they touch
when
knees. They touch each other's knees a lot.
I actually do like whiskey.
Is that a thing?
If you want some. Knee touching?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
after they went back up to his apartment and they smoked the vape pen and they did knee rubbing.
Right. They did knee rubs. There was a lot of knee rubbing. And I just didn't know if that was like a thing.
Like a thing between gay guys or just with anyone? I don't know, Eli?
With anyone, but...
Do you know anything about this?
That's fucked up.
Why is that fucked up?
I don't remember seeing anyone's knees in this movie.
You don't? They were like touching knees, but then their hands were on each other's knees and they were like rubbing their knees, like very sexually.
Yeah, they were doing knee rubs, like thigh knee rubs.
Yeah.
They weren't
Why don't you look it up? You're the producer.
They weren't touching knees to each other necessarily. They were doing hand and knee stuff, hand stuff on knees.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
There's no way. I'm looking up guys rubbing knees on my computer right now.
Just go incognito. It'll be
guys
fine.
rubbing knees.
Now I'm gonna get awful links.
That's what private browsing is for, my friend.
They do rub knees, and I think they do some stuff, but I don't think that they like have sex here, because I think that comes up later.
That's up to interpretation, I think, as well. They don't show it like they do later, but
because I'm pretty sure. Because, I'll tell you in a little bit in one of the next scenes, but they do talk about it, and I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Oh, do they?
They
do. I just assumed they did. Because that's when they had the discussion about staying
because of the cum on the chest. Yeah.
Oh, was that night? Well, you can. There's more ways to get cum on your chest than having sex.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you think they did hand and mouth stuff, but
yeah,
they didn't go all the way. They didn't get to
knee stuff.
Home run. They just got to
hand, mouth, and knee stuff.
So was knee stuff first base,
and
then
I looked up the knee thing.
Okay.
And I was not incognito, but it's okay. The only thing that came up was kneesies.
Kneesies?
Like footsies, both knees.
Yeah, that's what they were doing.
That's the only thing that came up, and that's just a thing people do, I guess.
Well, the knee is very close to the crotch area. It's a mere several inches away. So if you're already rubbing knees, it's not that hard to just keep rubbing up higher.
I think it would behoove you to watch that scene again, Jaiden, and pay close attention to the knees, because it's something.
It's a very sensual knee
Maybe
scene.
You guys have a knee thing.
No, it just...
They do.
They have a knee thing, and Andrew Hay has a knee thing, and the cinematographer has a knee thing, and the editor has a knee thing, because they were very much focusing and making it a point of how much knee stuff was going on. So,
like, they zoomed in on those knees.
Yeah, and they were cutting between two separate close-up shots of them rubbing each other's knees. They were definitely making a point that this knee thing was happening.
This knee thing was honestly like half the movie. I don't know how you missed it.
This movie was giving knee.
Big knee energy.
I need to research this more.
Yeah. Let us know what you find.
We can have in our next episode, we can have a segment where we follow up on any sort of research that we find that we missed. Corrections from the previous episodes.
Yes.
When our angry fans yell at us online about how we got the knee thing so wrong.
I did not get the knee thing so wrong. I know about knees.
I looked up knee scene in All of Us Strangers. And the first thing that comes up is Adam mentally ill in All of Us Strangers? Yes.
He's not mentally well.
Also, what are the trigger warnings for All of Us Strangers? Tobacco.
Tobacco is the big one. That's the big one. Knees, second biggest. If you have a knee phobia, do not watch this movie.
Also, why was Adam hot and coughing in All of Us Strangers?
It's because he's mentally unwell.
Oh, that said, it's possible that Adam is dying or already dead due to a fire in his apartment.
Okay. So he's also a ghost?
In his apartment or the apartment?
Like the apartment complex?
This is getting really deep.
I don't know about that one. I mean, it's possible.
No, because the guy came to his apartment after the fire alarm went off, and he was alive then.
Yeah, you're right. And he saw him up there, and he was alive then after the fire alarm went off. Yeah, he's alive.
He's alive.
He's just dying of a lonely heart.
A lot of people are saying that he died in the fire, though.
Well, those people can fuck off because it doesn't make any sense.
But I don't understand the coughing. The coughing had to have been something. I just don't know what.
I think,
when was he coughing all throughout?
Not like, yes, he was, but not. It wasn't super happening all the time. It just happened. When it happened, it was like every once in a while, but it was happening throughout the whole thing. But only when he was in his apartment.
Maybe he just got diagnosed with lung cancer, terminal, from the smoking, and now he's going through his old pictures, reliving his life, being like.
But he doesn't smoke, right?
He hits that weed pen, though.
The weed pen. But weed doesn't do
Maybe
anything,
he just quit.
guys.
Maybe he just quit.
Weed.
Yeah, maybe he quit
Weed
smoking.
cures cancer.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe it's from all of the smoking his dad was doing.
Yeah, that secondhand
Oh
smoke
my
as a
God.
child.
He should beat his
And
ghost
you know,
ass
Gran,
ass.
when he moved to Ireland to live with Gran, she definitely was smoking inside.
Oh my God, absolutely.
No way.
Okay.
But I choose to believe my interpretation stands as an existential midlife crisis brought on by thinking about writing the screenplay about what happened to him in his life, and then he went down a rabbit hole of complete insanity. And that's what I think happened.
Because of loneliness. Because he doesn't have any friends anymore because they're all married with kids living in, where did he say? Dorshide? I don't remember. Something like that.
Yeah, some suburb. And also, I also choose to believe that's what's happening to him because that's exactly, I'm in the exact same situation, and I'm hoping to go insane and start seeing cool ghosts too.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I want to. I hope that an equally hot female equivalent of Paul Mescal shows up in my apartment, a ghost version that I can just live with forever. And it's a ghost, though. That would be cool. Guys, that would be real cool. So that's what I'm hoping that it is.
I wish it for you.
Thank you.
I do. All right.
Damn.
Next
we haven't
scene.
even got to like him talking to his parents at all yet.
Yeah. Well, he's talked to his dad, but he goes back another time. He talks to his mom.
No, the first night he talks to both of them.
Okay.
He talks to him together, and that's when they're kind of like, when we're starting to learn that it's the parents, but they're all playing it so nonchalantly that it seems so weird because and he's just going along with it. Everybody just seems like this is totally normal. And they seem to know, they know who he is. They know that he's him and that he looks old, but they only have the knowledge of anything. They know they're dead and they know that's him and they know it's the future, but they don't know anything specific past the time that they died, which is interesting.
Okay.
So
yeah, I did
confusing.
find that interesting too.
And then he takes off, and then it's after he leaves the first time is when he meets. That's when he hooks up with Harry the first night.
Right. So we were there, and then now he goes back again.
And this time it's just his mom.
And it's just his mom.
And this is when he comes out to her.
Yeah, he reveals to his mom that he's gay. And so when I was first watching this, I was like, assuming that he's imagining all this and that he's not actually seeing ghosts. He's just having like these fantasies in his head about talking to his parents. And I thought it was crazy that in his fantasy, he made his mom homophobic. Like, that is crazy.
And this is also the other thing that supports my theory is that this is all his imagination. Because if you recall, there's that part where he's telling his mom when they're laying in bed later that he planned out everything that they did if they would have lived, like their trip to Disneyland and all this shit, everything that they did. That he did all that up until he was in his mid-20s. And then she asked about going to Disneyland, and he's like, yeah, it rained the whole time, and we fought. And she's like, why would you, in your imagination, come up with such a shitty scenario? And he's like, yeah, that's just because that's how shit is. Well, that is my clue to answer your question of why he made his mom homophobic, because I think he's in his fantasy world of his brain since he's a screenwriter and he's a writer, that he puts way more reality into things. So I think he's playing it out as if how it would have really happened, how she would really be if this was really there. Because I don't think it's like not 100% completely idealized situation, but it's like a mix between what probably would have happened but a good outcome at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So they talk about that, and she like kind of accepts it, kind of doesn't really, but times were different.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know. She said, "You're gay? You don't look gay."
It's like, he's like, "I don't know what that means," and she's like, "Yes, you do. You know."
And he does.
Yeah. So
I think, I mean, for the time that it was happening, or the being the 80s, I suppose, is when she died.
Mm-hmm.
I think she handled it pretty well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All things considered.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
But maybe her knowing that she is a ghost, she maybe should have a little more empathy and realize the special situation they're in is that she's a ghost talking to her. She's a dead ass ghost talking to her adult son.
Yeah, like accept your son.
Yeah, which also is another that definitely proves that he's having a psychotic breakdown. They're not real ghosts.
Because if she was a real ghost, she would never.
A real ghost would never be like that.
So
we all know real ghosts aren't homophobic.
Yeah, no. So then they have this conversation, and it's actually like a pretty good conversation. And then the next scene is he's talking to Harry, and Adam's clearly distressed, and Harry's like, "Well, you should take a bath." And then Adam's like, "Well, I don't like baths." And Harry says, "Oh, fuck off. Who doesn't like a bath?" And then he proceeds to get in the bath, and Harry strokes his head in the bathtub. And Harry is such a good partner. He really, really cares about Adam. He's taking care of him, stroking his hair. Tell me about your day. It's really sweet. But then he gets
acting like his mom. How he wants his mom to be.
Yeah.
I think it's layers, because he wants his mom to be like that, and maybe she was to some degree when he was really little, and then that's translated into that whole running theme of how there's this weird Arrested Development situation going on between him and sex and his parents and love. That's all twisted together. So I think he's imprinting his wants and needs of both those situations into a romantic partner, idealized romantic partner, based off of how his mom made him feel when he was a little kid.
Yeah, because, well, then like 2 seconds later, Harry's like saying like, "I want to fuck. I hope that's okay." And this is what I was talking about earlier, where I don't think they did that first night because Adam's a little taken back by that. And then Harry's like, "Oh, well, we don't have to do that if you don't want to." And Adam's like, "No, it's not that. I've never done that because I just always thought that if I did, I would die." Do you remember that?
AIDS panic. His mom brings that up too in the previous conversation.
Yeah, so I don't think that they had done it yet. But I think he's like warming up, like after this conversation with his mom. Maybe he is okay with who he is, because with his mom he like didn't back down. He's like, "No, like this is who I am. It's okay." People are.
I don't think this is the first time he's ever done it before, though.
You don't think so?
No, he's too like okay with himself in the conversation with his mom to have not done that before.
Yeah, but then
and
why
he's
would
like,
he
"Well, things are different now." Because I feel like they're having a conversation about like something, because they were always talking about how it's different now compared to how it was then, and how like when they were having the whole queer versus gay conversation, they're always comparing because he's younger, obviously. I think it was something like that. I don't think he was saying, "I've never done this before," because he said something about when he was younger, and how when he was younger he did it because he thought he would die. Because when he was younger, that's when the whole AIDS thing was happening.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
During that whole scene, I was so turned on that I couldn't concentrate on what the dialogue was. No, really, I was kept losing service, and it kept pausing, and starting over from where I stopped watching it last night, which was like 10 minutes in, and I had to keep scrubbing through, and I just totally missed a whole chunk of that part. So I don't know. I don't remember. I missed their little conversation they had.
Someone pull up the script.
I have it pulled up, actually. I'm looking.
Because I would like to know the answer to this, and I don't know the answer. They do very much focus on them totally fucking, though, in bed after they get out of the bathtub, though. And just to go back a little bit, baths are disgusting and gross, and I think that they are gross. And sitting in your own filth, showers rule, and baths drool. But if I had a Paul Mescal ghost stroking my hair while I was in the bathtub, I might reconsider.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he does say, okay, Harry says, it's okay if you're not. We don't all need to be into fucking. And Adam said, I wasn't for the longest time for obvious reasons. Now it depends on who's asking. And then Harry says, obvious reasons. And Adam says, you know, AIDS, terrified out of my mind that I'd get sick and die. So, okay, yeah. I don't think he's like a virgin. You're right, Jaiden. He like used to be. It also does say in here that Harry is wanking Adam off now. Okay, crazy.
Is this an actual
while he's talking
script?
about this?
I don't think this is the official script because he doesn't ever say AIDS in the movie. I don't think.
No.
No, I don't think he does, and he doesn't say "scared out of my mind."
Okay, I was gonna say I don't remember that part. I do kind of remember him jacking him off though.
But that is the essence of what he was saying.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. This could be somebody like typing it out the script and then putting their own little commentary into it.
Yeah,
or it could be the official.
Could be the official
script with the director's notes, like the production notes of like the context of what it is, like a regular script is. So it
maybe
could be
he
it's
improv.
not part of the dialogue, just the context around it. I don't know. We're gonna have
he
to.
could have improved.
Could be the official one. We'll just never know. There's no way of knowing. The internet's fake. AI has ruined everything. So
I'm
really
gonna
no
watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again, that scene, and just see, and all.
I'd just like to say, Eli is doing a horrible job of producing.
Yeah, what the hell?
He's just
fired.
Like, sitting there sleeping.
All you've done today
to have his name said in the beginning.
Is sleep, eat your burger, and ruin the first recording we had.
Yeah.
I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
And my only note for this bathtub scene was that all men are the same, gay and straight. All they think about is fucking. He just had a rough day. He's in the tub.
Why do you think that being gay would be so awesome? Like, I wish every day that I was born gay.
It'd be so easy.
It would make life
gay people have it so easy.
It's a choice, is it not?
Yeah, that's true. You could just choose to be gay.
You guys, that is the most homophobic thing that you've said today.
I mean it.
I think Eli not wanting to look up neezing is pretty homophobic.
That's true.
Yeah.
I wish that you could go to gay therapy camp, but where it's gay conversion camp, but where they make you gay.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Where's that?
They probably have that somewhere here.
I'd like that too, because men are
that stuff that they put in the water that makes the frogs gay. I want some of that water.
Oh my god.
Give me that water. Give me that gay
I didn't
frog
know
water.
Gay frogs existed. That made me happy. All right.
Do you guys remember when I first got the job at My Geek? It was My Geek at the time. So in 2005, you guys were pretty young, and this probably never came up in conversation when Jaiden was 4 and you were 10. But this is a funny story. I got the job. It's a pretty small company at the time. There's probably like 10 people who worked there altogether. And Jeff, the guy who interviewed me, who was my boss, was very gay, very like openly gay, like very gay. And then he's like, meet the team. And it was Chris and Paul, not Chris Paul, but a guy named Chris and a guy named Paul. He's like, first day at work, he's like, we're going to go to lunch. We're going to have a team lunch. So all 4 of us get in the car, and it's just the 4 of us. We drive in Jeff's car to a nice restaurant in Scottsdale, and they're all gay. All 3 of them are gay. Like, very gay. We're talking about gay stuff. And I'm like, interesting. This is cool. I like this. This is a good vibe. I like this vibe. And then and the IT guy who set me up on getting my computer and everything set up was also gay. So every single person I've interacted with out of like the 10 people, of the 4 people I've interacted with are gay. So I'm like Googling, I'm like, My Geek, is it a gay company? Like, is everybody here gay? Is it like, do they think I'm gay?
They hired you as the token straight.
Well, it turns out that it just was a coincidence. And then they hired Ryan. You remember Ryan, my friend Ryan Maloney?
So gay. Yeah.
He was very gay. So everybody I worked with in my direct department, every single person but me was gay. And it was honestly the best job and the best time of my life for like 5 years of that.
yeah.
Everybody was so cool.
You're such an ally.
Yeah,
Ally.
I am an ally. I would just talk with Ryan about how I wish I was gay. Like, your life is so awesome.
Must be nice.
Hey, try it. You never know.
It just doesn't work for me.
How do you know?
It's not my thing. Have you heard of the internet?
All right. Moving on.
All right. Hold on. So, since you guys say that I haven't shared, I thought that Adam was a very stylish guy, which kind of also, I guess, involves itself with gay people being very good at styling themselves and the things that they own. But he had really cool style. His apartment was very cool. I also thought that that Harry and Adam had like really good chemistry. Like they even though like they didn't really, like, the beginning obviously was pretty awkward, but afterwards and like them hanging out and doing things together, it felt like very like normal. Like they've been together forever. If they would have introduced themselves to me, I would have been like, you guys have been together for like 10 years or something. They're just, I don't know, they go very well together. And then I thought he was hallucinating for sure, dreaming or something. So yeah. And then to add to that section that you guys were talking about whether or not he was dead, somebody actually said that they believe that he was dead because when they think that he died when the fire alarm went off. And when the fire alarm went off, like, he actually didn't wake up because he was either intoxicated or high or whatever, and he was just asleep and he died in the fire. But his soul, I guess, left the building, and he was like still being himself, like what he would have done, but he wasn't alive anymore. And there's probably a whole rabbit hole that people can go through with the fact that he's actually dead or not. But yeah, that's it. That's my contribution.
Yeah, because part of me wonders if he can start seeing these ghosts now because he's also dead.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what people are saying. They're like, they think that he is doing that because he's in like a purgatory or like an afterlife, like trying to resolve his problems type of thing. And
that
then
would
some
explain
people,
the coughing
yeah, and like
from
the
smoke
coughing.
inhalation.
Yeah, and then there was also a part where someone said it's also really funny that when he went to the gas station, when you mentioned that he saw his dad, people are saying, I also believe Adam was dead in the beginning because one of the hints was that they believe was a hint was that his father told him, I bought something strong for a night like this, which was the alcohol, and he died. Like, people think he died, and like his parents were like, hey, welcome to the afterlife type of thing, kind of guiding him through it. But yeah.
That is
Jaiden?
very, yeah.
Jaiden has her hand raised.
That wouldn't make any sense though, because at the end he sees. I'm sorry. I'm spoilies. Whatever. He sees his dead body at the end when he's talking to him, and if the building had burned, his body would be burned. It wouldn't just be like whatever.
Sees
So he
whose
would have
body?
known.
Harry's
He
body in
sees
bed.
Harry's body at the end. It would have been crisp, but it wasn't.
Oh. Well, you don't really see it, actually. You don't see the body. You see his hand.
You can see it. You can see his hand, and it's clearly
His
not
hand.
crisp. It's just dead.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead. I think he's having a. I mean, I suppose there could have been a fire.
Jaiden, turn off your
smoke.
Stop raising your hand.
That's what this. I think that's why this movie is so fucking good. One of the reasons why it's so good is that there's so many interpretations of it that it could be one way or the other. Not to tout my David Lynch horn again, but this movie is very Lynchian, to use the phrase that I love. But so many things like are purported as being Lynchian because they could just go for the vibe of David Lynch stuff. This doesn't have the vibe of David Lynch, really. It just has the ambivalence and multiple readings and like dream logic, which hopefully this preps you guys for when we get to David Lynch stuff. So you don't just go, this shit doesn't make any sense, it's dumb. I don't get what's happening, because it's with every David Lynch project, movie, TV show, anything, there's 5,000 different interpretations. And these conversations we're having right now about what could be or what it could be is what's so fun about them. But back to this. There's 20
But
different ways
back to this.
of interpreting this whole movie, which is, you think about it, this kind of shit. You'll sit there, you'll just be driving in your car, sitting at work, thinking about what this movie means, like what everybody's trying to say, what it all means. And that's what movies. Yes. I love movies.
Movies are great. All right. This movie. Next scene is just like how he had that conversation with his mom about him being gay. Now he's got to have it with his dad. So he goes back to the house and talks to his dad.
And this is the scene that almost ironically made me die in a car crash.
Oh, were you crying?
I was crying so much I couldn't see.
Yeah. This is probably the most emotional I got in this movie.
Yeah.
Because it was good. But while his mother had said that he didn't look gay, his father said the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And he said he always thought he was a little tutti frutti. And he said he probably would have bullied him too.
Yeah. Everybody's like, you couldn't catch a ball. And he's like, well, that's homophobic. Or he's whatever he said. He's like, well, can you catch one? No. He's like, well, there you go.
Yeah. And
he can catch a ball
right in his mouth.
Yes.
Got him.
I raised you well.
But no, it's like, it's funny that his dad said he would have bullied him and called him tutti frutti, but like it was actually really sad and meaningful because they hugged and his dad apologized for treating him poorly as a boy and they cried together. It was really sweet. And I feel like it was healing for Adam to have that conversation with his dad. And it healed some trauma. And now he was ready to bang the day away with Harry and party and have some fun.
And do some ketamine.
And embrace himself and do drugs.
I miss doing drugs, guys.
Yeah.
There's also that part where you were talking about how he definitely had closure because do you guys remember when he saw himself in the mirror as like a little kid hugging his dad? That made me cry. That part made me cry for sure.
Darian, no cry?
Men and their
Still
fathers. Maybe like a little welling, like a little like it was almost there, but no tears.
Did you get any pre-cry? Not even wetness with the pre-cry?
Just a little pre-cry.
A little pre-cry? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to chalk that up. You're right. It's definitely your antidepressants or...
Yeah. Some days I cry fine, and some days I just don't cry. I don't know. So then we move on.
Have you seen After Sun?
No, but someone was saying something about that in the Reddit thread that I was looking at about this movie.
Maybe that one.
She definitely will not cry for After Sun if she didn't cry for this. I didn't cry for After Sun. I think you just have your own personal connection to that movie that makes you want to cry, but she definitely will not cry for that.
I mean, like, I cry at movies. Today was not in a crying mood, I guess. I think I got all my tears out this morning when I watched The Summer I Turned Pretty. And so I had no tears left to give, no queers left to give.
That's crazy. I watched it last night after watching this movie.
Bro, I did well up at that. But at this movie, I had no tears left, baby. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not a fucking factory. Come on.
This is going to be very interesting for me in general. This whole process, like this whole project, this whole podcast that we're doing, to see what shit affects me being a middle-aged man in my situation that I'm in. And because I'm watching shit, like rewatching stuff that I watched, 20, 30 years ago, that when I watched it when I was your guys' age meant nothing to me, like nothing. I had no emotional connection, thought it was dumb shit. And I'm rewatching it now. I'm like sitting there crying in my bedroom by myself, like just weeping. So I'm curious to see if it's a me thing or if...
I think that men just discover empathy a lot later in life because I never used to cry, but I was 12 and now I cry for like every movie.
Do you think it's I think it's a combination of lived experience and relating to things personally and like seeing it from which creates empathy. But I also think people who are your guys' age now, like Eli, doesn't have nearly as much societal toxic masculinity keeping him from crying or showing emotions than I did when I was his age and younger. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I guess I can add to that too, because I feel like Jaden does have a point, and you definitely have a point about that, because like my dad, I had never seen my dad cry, like ever. And then I think it was until I was like 16, 17. And then I saw my dad cry for like the first time genuinely. Like I don't know if it was because of my brother or my mom or something, but my dad was just like sobbing, and I was like what the fuck? Like my dad had always told me to not like just don't cry. Like it's like there's no reason to cry. Like or I'll give you something to cry about type thing.
Yeah.
And then now I like that I've kind of gotten away from that and I've seen my own dad cry. I feel like I cry at a lot of shit. Like I'm a baby when it comes to like movies and stuff. But I feel like I like when it comes to like emotional connection with like real human beings, it's kind of difficult for some reason. I feel like I can like let it out during like a movie or something because it's like I don't know, maybe it's like what I've been holding in or something. I don't know. But I agree with both of those points.
Yeah, yeah. And to be fair to my dad, like my dad wasn't like that. Like he wasn't the one causing the toxic masculinity to me. It was just society at large.
Yeah.
You know
The
what I mean?
homies.
Yeah, the homies and just media. It's just boys don't cry. It's just how it was.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be
True.
gay. You don't want to be targeted. Like you would just goes back to the whole bullying thing. Like you showed weakness that you were pounced upon.
Yeah.
For
This is
anything.
full circle.
Couldn't even
Yeah.
like things. Couldn't even like things too much. Why don't
Yeah,
you marry
how
it?
dare you like something?
It's fucking crazy. The
What, you
80s
like
and 90s
movies?
were
What are
bad.
you, gay?
Yeah, it's pretty much, unless it was like an action movie. Like you couldn't
That's funny.
watch a movie with like, let me try to think of an example. If I
Sleepless
would
in
have watched
Seattle.
when I was 14, yeah, like if I would have watched Thelma and Louise when I was 14, if I would have came back from school like, oh, I saw Thelma and Louise this weekend. Are you fucking gay? That's fucking chick flick. That's why I never watched it until recently, because just couldn't watch those. Couldn't watch When Harry Met Sally. Couldn't watch Sleepless in Seattle. Couldn't watch anything that was. I never saw what's that? 16 Candles. I've never seen that movie.
You never have or had never?
I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen 16 Candles?
No, it's on my list, but
Oh my God.
those are the list of movies that you just couldn't watch.
That explains why you like Pulp Fiction so much.
Well, yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
that's a fucking masterpiece. But I'm not saying that all the things that I did watch are bad. I'm saying that the things that I wasn't perceived as not being able to watch because you don't want to get made fun of are very good. And I feel foolish for falling into that trap as a young person.
Yeah. As a young person, you care so much about what people think, and then as you get older, you just don't give a fuck anymore. So
I don't give a fuck about anything anymore, especially what people think of me.
Especially.
Oh wait, I have another one. This is the one I feel like we should do. This one next on my list is Portrait of a Woman on Fire, Lady on Fire. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a mirror image of this movie, but with women.
Nice. I'd much rather watch lesbians than two men. Men are gross.
Men are gross, and it's probably, I would say, it's probably even more sad than this is.
I feel like we need to go back and forth on fun to depressing, or I will slip into a suicidal depression.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Pull a Harry.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Don't harry yourself, Jaden.
I'm not much of an alcoholic. I'm more of like a Xanax girl.
Skin a Zanny, you're gonna bar yourself to death.
I feel like you'd have to take a lot of Xanax.
I took like a couple once, and I couldn't walk up the stairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that how that rapper died? Extension.
He took too much Xanax.
I think that's
right. I think that was Lil Peep.
You're right. It was
Lil
Little Peep.
Peep.
Yeah, it was Little Peep. But it's
Lil
probably
Peep.
alcohol and Xanax mixed together, if I had to guess.
Yeah, don't do that.
Remember?
Don't do that.
rest in peace,
I
Lil Peep.
mean, I do that when I fly, but I only take one Xanax and one alcohol.
Oh my God.
The perfect 1-to-1 ratio.
It is. It's perfect. Like if you're afraid of flying, it is the
One-
perfect concoction.
One big alcohol.
One of those alcohols, and And after I do that, I wait like 20 minutes and I literally don't care if I die. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm like, if this plane went down right now, I actually probably wouldn't even flinch. I'm fine.
That'll do that to you.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I still haven't been drunk since your wedding.
It's, you know, I'm getting to the point now where I really don't like drinking. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, you're about to turn 30. It's time to slow down.
Yeah, I'm kind of fucking ancient now.
Slow down.
Put me in the old people's home.
I'll be there with you.
All right. So the next scene is at the club.
I'm at the club. Do you think, guys? Now this is the important question.
We all fam.
Do you think that he went to the club, or do you think that it was all in his imagination? Because obviously Harry didn't go to the club with him. So
right. I think that the last scene with his parents, where they accepted who he was, gave him the confidence and the energy to actually go to the club. And I think that's what he did. I think he went to the club. He was high off of not only ketamine, but his parents' love. And it drove him to have a good night. And it looked like him and Harry were having so much fun. I'm really glad he talked to his dead parents, because he was actually having one of the best nights of his life, I think.
You guys have seen Fight Club, right? Because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
No? That's crazy. Wait, have you not? Are you fucking with me?
That's going top of the list for...
Oh my god, put that at the top of the Patreon.
It's on my list of things to watch, but I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, that's going to the top of the list of the Patreon.
Such a good movie.
All right, so I won't spoil anything, but do you think... Well, geez, now no matter what I say...
Don't ruin Fight Club for her. We all get one Fight Club, and don't ruin hers.
I'm just going to go kill myself. Have you seen The Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
So just forget everything that we saw about Fight Club or brought up about Fight Club. Pretend like that never happened.
That didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you think he's walking around the club talking?
Are you spoiling Fight Club without actually saying it?
God,
we don't talk about Fight Club.
That's the first two rules.
That's the first rule. We don't talk about it, so stop talking about it.
Okay.
So let's move past the club. He gets back home. Do you think somebody got him home, or do you think he was hooking up with dudes at the club? Not hooking up with dudes, but do you think he was like partying with dudes and he got ketamine from some dude and he was just imagining Harry the whole time?
Yeah.
Or do you think he was just going to the club? And because you see him where he has that freak out when he's just screaming in the club. Do you think it was basically he just walked in, danced around by himself, and then had his nervous breakdown and someone took him home? Or he just
I don't think anyone took him home.
I like to imagine that he's just he's hanging out with people and he just thinks that they're Harry. And he goes through like 12 different Harrys in the night. Everybody that he sees is a Harry.
I like that.
And then some Harry takes him home. Or
some Harry
takes him home. Or was it just all by himself like the whole time and he's just imagining doing everything?
You know?
Or, I mean, I really do think he went to the club. It sucks to think that he was just sitting on his house imagining the whole thing.
This movie is so great because it's up to your interpretation for pretty much every aspect of the movie.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to make the decision to pick the best things.
Okay.
The most good things for him is that he did go to the club. He had a pretty good time. He did have a nervous breakdown. That did happen.
I mean, but that happens to everyone.
It was all in the service of healing.
It was for the greater good.
So he wakes up at home, obviously. Do you think there was somebody with him? Like a Harry with him? And or do you think he was just there by himself and he was imagining Harry there?
I don't know. For me, personally, I'm a hopeless romantic. So I like to believe it was always Harry with him. And maybe he was talking to other people at the club and he was imagining it as Harry. But like, I feel like he has this kind of connection to Harry. And so I don't know. I think it was Harry. I think it was Harry's ghost with him.
The actual ghost. Like he was there with a real ghost.
I think that, and as I said before, I think that Adam is clairvoyant for some reason all of a sudden. And so he sees these ghosts for real.
Because of
and he's hanging out with Harry. The portal.
So you believe this is a Sixth Sense type situation, not a schizophrenic episode situation?
I'd like to believe that, yeah.
That's very nice of you.
Thank you.
What about you, Jaiden? Do you believe you think he went through the portal when he was in the elevator, the mirror portal? And that he's really, these ghosts are really there for him. Like, I mean, not for him, but they're really there. And we believe the ghosts are real. In the world of the movie, ghosts are real. And he's really...
I don't know.
And he's really seeing these ghosts.
It's hard for me to, like, think about that because, like, this isn't real. and
Well, I know.
none of this actually happened, so
No.
I just feel silly saying.
We have to put ourselves suspension of disbelief. We have to put ourselves in what the movie thinks, like in the world of the movie. I mean, Twilight, you can do it for that. We're in the world of the movie, they're vampires. I mean, that'd be fun to think about. We're all of Twilight is just Bella having a psychotic breakdown, and everything that's in the world of Twilight is all in her crazy imagination. And
Yeah.
Harry Potter, like Harry Potter is just some kid imagining all this shit in his closet while his uncle, his aunt and uncle are abusing him. And this is escapist fiction for
That's
Harry.
so true.
So
Someone should write a spin-off book where that is the case. I would read that. I would read that.
So I'm a vote for him. Just he went to the club, but he doesn't see ghosts. I think he did have a good time while he was there, maybe, or at least a manic good time. That somebody did took him home, and he did hook up with somebody took him home. I don't know if he hooked up. Who knows? Who knows what happened? Maybe he got AIDS when he was at the club. So this whole time he's been worried about getting his whole life. He's worried about getting AIDS. He got it at the club that night.
So many things could have happened.
And this is when he leaves. And the next morning he goes back to his parents, right?
Yeah. I think
this he goes for Christmas, right? And they put the
tree
together, decorate the tree, and it's all fun. They take the Polaroid.
And he was like sick.
Yeah.
This part was sad because when they were decorating the tree, his mom was singing, and the part where she was like apologizing to him through the song.
Through song. That's such a motherly thing to do, to apologize through song. I love that.
I still think it's definitely his imagination, I think, but in his best case scenario, but twisted up with the worst shit that happened all at the same time. He imagines them not leaving like they did originally and staying.
But I think
there
they
with
left
him.
After that. And I don't know. I feel like
they don't leave.
I think I'm taking the stand that I think they are ghosts, or I want them to be ghosts.
Well, I want them to be ghosts. I do want them to be ghosts. I just don't think they are. I want everyone to have a ghost experience.
I want to bring this up again because in this scene, when he comes downstairs, he's sick. Like they feel him, and they're like, "Oh, you're hot."
Well,
maybe he was sick when it happened. Maybe that's what.
So that's what I'm thinking because, well, it's either that because he did say that he was supposed to go with them to the neighbor's house to get drinks, which is crazy because he's a child. Why is he going to get drinks? Just kidding. But I'm assuming because he was sick, he stayed home, though they never really said that. Or is it again like you're sick, you're hot, you died in a fire?
No,
we're reeling it back into that.
There's a different reading of the hot thing, that he wasn't necessarily sick, that because everyone who says that you're hot, like feels them and it's like you're hot, is because they're dead ass ghosts. And because Harry feels them and he's like, you're hot because Harry's dead. Harry's a ghost. Everyone who feels them and says you're hot is dead because they never eat in the whole thing. If you recall, all they ever do is smoke. No one ever eats anything. Like if you look at the mom, she didn't want to drink the tea and she didn't want to eat the pancakes. She's like, take the pancakes home because I'm not going to eat them. That since they're ghosts, they don't eat and they're cold and dead. Because remember when
they're ghosts, they don't eat, but they smoke.
So,
they smoke.
So there's little plot holes, but I've read something or saw a video of something about that was the reasoning behind why everybody's always touching him and saying that he feels hot because they're cold, dead ghosts. He, in comparison, feels hot.
He didn't look well.
Right.
In that scene, though.
Well, that's because he's having a nervous breakdown. Hello, lady with a dog.
Yeah, I definitely think they're ghosts. Why can't I say that word? Ghosts.
They're the ghostesses with the mostesses.
Yeah.
I feel the same way whenever I say wasp. Or wasps. Waspses.
Yeah.
Waspy.
Also the part where his dad is singing and then he gives him the angel and then he puts the angel on. Oh my god. It made me tear up.
Tears.
Yeah, same. Darian, you had tears for that part? Or
no.
Just the thought
I just said tears.
Okay. I thought maybe
I saw that and I said tears.
It's like when you're texting and you put LOL, but you have the shortest face ever.
Right. Darian just says, when sad parts of the movie, she goes, tears. Yes, tears. There would be tears if I had a soul.
Tears. But I don't.
If I had feelings in my heart, I can recognize that I should be crying at this part. I just can't because of the drugs. It's because of the drug.
Yeah, it's the drugs. Okay, but then he crawls in. So he begs his mom not to go first.
Right. And he puts on
And
his
she's like,
tiny
I'm not
pajamas.
going anywhere,
You
you
can't
little
blow
freak.
past putting on his little kid pajamas.
No, his tutti frutti pajamas.
Which are
And he
way too
crawls into bed with his parents again. And then what
He
happens
wakes up
after
at
that?
home, right?
And then he wakes up
No.
with Harry right next to him. He's like, "What are you doing here?"
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
he's
the
like
cop sirens.
he's like talking to his mom, and then he
Mhm.
turns around and Harry's next to him, and they start making out. I'm like, this is weird. Like, your mom's
Yeah.
right there, buddy. Like, this is getting weird and incestual all over again.
Yeah.
But
And
then he
then
wakes
he
up.
turns around and she's not there anymore. And then he's not there anymore. And then the cop lights show up as if I'm sure how they did the night that his parents died.
But he
Mhm.
is, and then he wakes up at home,
Yeah.
which proves it's more evidence for my theory that it's all in his head and that he never even went to. I think he did go the first time on the train to his
Mhm.
house, that very first time, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and with the pictures and looked around at everything. But he maybe not even that. He may have just imagined it all while he's looking at the pictures.
Maybe.
Imagined the whole thing.
I mean,
But-
I just kind of find it hard to believe that that house has been abandoned for 30 years,
Well, it doesn't
completely
necessarily
unchanged.
mean that it's been abandoned the whole time, but just maybe nobody lives there now.
Well, but he says like everything's the same in there.
Oh yes, you're right. When he didn't take Harry there because Harry was
Yeah.
dead. So yeah,
Right.
imagination. It's all.
So I don't know.
I just think that his whole thing that he talks to his mom about how they went to Disneyland and
Mm-hmm.
how he made up stories until his mid-20s about their whole life playing out, I think is just the keystone to this whole movie. That's what he's
Unless
doing the whole time.
Well, how come
One-
in these stories no one eats?
Because it's imagination. Because he's imagining them as ghosts. So he's a screenwriter, so he's got a good imagination. Obviously, he's been successful enough to have that apartment and have a job in screenwriting. So obviously, he's good at it to some degree. So he's got a good imagination. During his existential crisis, brought on by imagining or by deciding to write the story of his life story essentially, and then he has this psychotic breakdown. He's just writing it as a good screenwriter would write it, so he's doing everything how the story would be if he was writing a story about this happening but believing it, so he makes it all real in the world that he's imagining, I think. But I don't know, maybe they're ghosts. Fuck me,
Maybe.
I don't know. How would
we
I
can all
know?
experience a different movie, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Maybe one time you watch it and you're like, they're real ghosts. And the next time you watch it, you're like, he's having a mental breakdown. And then you watch it again and you're like, no, they're real ghosts. You know, every time it's different.
Are you
But
ever going to watch this again?
me,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I think I am going to watch it again. Because whenever I watch a movie with a twist ending, I always like to watch it again. And knowing the information you know now,
Yeah.
you see things so differently.
Maybe you'll cry this time.
Maybe.
Did Hayden watch it?
No, and I want him to. He started to watch it and then he fell asleep. But I'm gonna make him watch it.
You have to report back.
Mm-hmm. So then, Adam wakes up in his bed at home, and it's like he had a bad nightmare kind of thing. And then he talks to Harry more about his childhood and the death of his parents and how it's traumatic and how he's never really fully accepted a lot of things about it. And I just want to say again, Harry is such a good ghost boyfriend. Like, he just sits there and he just listens, and he says, I don't know the exact quote, but now thinking about it and knowing the end, it's so sad. He said, I can't imagine how you must have felt, like feeling so alone or whatever. And it's sad because that's how he felt.
Yeah.
That's how he felt.
It's almost like if you were to imagine and create the perfect ghost boyfriend, that's exactly what they would do and how they would be.
Oh my God.
For you.
Absolutely.
The most supportive and awesome boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
very handsome for a ghost.
I know.
Yeah.
Pretty handsome. You have to be that, if you're Russell Crowe's son, you're going to be handsome.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And this is when he takes him back. He takes Harry on. Well, there's the whole train scene. Where is he going when he has the fever dream on the train? He's just on or is he going back home? Or is this when he's
That's when he was like having the nightmare. It was like
Yeah, but is that
kind of
before or after he takes Harry to the house? And
that's before.
okay,
Yeah, that was
where's
part
he
of the dream
going?
on the train.
Well, the train. That's after he wakes. That's before he wakes up from the Christmas party, right? Or Christmas night.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
like the train. I'm pretty sure it was like the train and that whole thing going on, and then he wakes up like,
Right, and then he has a
and
conversation with
then
Harry,
Harry's
and
there,
then
and he's
they
like,
go. Then they go to. He's like, "Come on,
then
I'm
he's
gonna
like, I
take
want
you
to show
for."
you
Yeah,
something.
yeah, right.
Takes
And then
him
he wakes
there.
up again in his bed after that, right? No, he wakes up at his parents. Then he talks to his. That's when his mom's like, "You should give it a go with Harry. He looks really handsome. I don't think it works like that."
Mm-hmm.
When he wanted to meet him, all that kind of shit. And they said we saw him through the
Yeah.
window, and he's really handsome,
Yeah.
and that's what gives him the
And
confidence.
Harry's like, this is weird. I don't think that these people really know that they're ghosts. Or they do?
No, they
Because I
do,
don't
because they're
I
always
don't know.
asking questions about how things are, and they definitely know they're
Well, the
ghosts.
parents do, but I feel like Harry doesn't really I don't know.
No, Harry definitely knows because
He knows?
he's like, why? To skip ahead, he will get to it in more detail when we get to it. But he's like, why did you come down here? You shouldn't have came down here.
Oh, yeah.
He's been keeping him away from his apartment the whole time.
But then okay. All right. Yeah.
So Harry definitely knows.
But then why
And
is Harry like acting like in this moment he's kind of acting like Adam's a little crazy? You know, like why did you bring me here? Like I'm scared. Like you're a ghost, just vanish or whatever. Like if cops come cuz this guy's like creeping around this house, just I don't know, do a ghost
That's
thing.
the thing that's so confusing is that
Walk through a door.
you're
I don't
saying that
know.
he's a ghost, but then you're also saying he's just imagining him as a ghost, but he didn't know at that time that he was dead
because
until
the
after
whole
he took him to his parents' house. So maybe during that time, Harry wasn't acting like he knew he was a ghost because he didn't know he was a ghost. The guy
I think
imagining
it's
everything didn't know yet that he was dead.
I think it's because that's the story that Adam is writing in his head and how he wanted it to play out to make a good narrative.
Hmm.
I don't think he's actively aware that he's imagining all this. Like I think Adam thinks all this is happening, but I think it's his subconscious writing a really good story for him.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, because throughout the whole movie, Harry doesn't seem like he knows he's a ghost because you don't even know he's a ghost at that point when you're watching the movie. And Adam doesn't know that like, he wouldn't know to make him act like that because he doesn't know he's dead yet.
I know.
But then once he finds out he's dead, then you see that Harry has known all this time that he's a ghost. Right?
It's because Adam's screenwriting subconscious is very talented.
I know.
Is a very talented screenwriter.
Yeah.
That's what I think is happening. So
but that's why I'm saying, like, I think Harry did know that he was a ghost the entire time, but you don't see it until the very end because Adam is just then finding out.
Correct.
He's not really a ghost, so did he know that he was a ghost? Because
Adam's conscious self.
This isn't real.
Adam's conscious self didn't know he was a ghost until the end, but his subconscious that's creating this story for Adam's consciousness self knew that he was a ghost the whole time. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying that he's got some sort of like split personality situation going on where the part of his brain that is creating all of this and presenting it to the other part of Adam. So he's both creating all of this, unaware that he's creating all of this, and then it's being presented to him. So he's got like a split personality type situation that is creating all of this and then presenting it to him. So his conscious mind doesn't know that. He knows that his parents are ghosts because they're dead, but his conscious mind doesn't know that Harry's a ghost until the end when he reveals it to himself.
Right.
But
therefore Harry doesn't technically know the entire time that he's a ghost because Harry
you do bring up
Adam.
It is a valid point that does let a lot of credence to your hypothesis that they are actual ghosts and it's not his imagination, because he nor his subconscious would know that Harry's dead until he goes to that apartment at the end.
Exactly.
So even if he's creating the whole scenario, he wouldn't know he was dead. It would just be a guy that he saw. I mean, I suppose. Check this out. His subconscious is imagining the guy he met that came to the door, that he has a life with him, and his subconscious doesn't know he's a ghost until he goes to the apartment and finds him there. And then that's why he's acting not like a ghost the whole time until he sees him dead there.
So exactly everything I just said.
Yes, I agree.
Check this out. I just cooked this up in my brain.
Yeah.
No, I just had to process it all in my own head, and yes, I agree with you.
Okay.
Yes.
I love being a woman.
I wasn't disagreeing. I had to go through and think it all out of my head because I'm dumb. So,
Okay.
And I came to the conclusion that you were right. It wasn't me gaslighting you and stealing your idea. I just I forgot that.
I honestly felt like I was going insane.
Yeah, I forgot that he didn't know he was dead until the end. So yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. Correct.
Okay.
Even if it's his imagination, that's why, and they're not actual ghosts. Then he turns him into a ghost in the story once he finds him dead there, which is why he was able to drink stuff and do stuff up until he found, because Harry didn't or Adam didn't know he was dead. So when he was playing this out in his imagination, but then Harry does say you're cold before he finds his dead body. So that's a flaw in that logic.
You're cold or you're hot?
Hot. When he goes, you're hot. So maybe he was sick. So
Man, I don't know.
I think I like the theory that he was sick the night that it happened, and so now he's making himself sick. Or like in his brain, in this story he's creating, he's sick.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah. And I still like the idea that that whole apartment is full of people and he just doesn't see him.
Yeah. And it's
which is
just
something
a metaphor for being lonely.
Yeah, which is something the director said. He didn't say that that's what it was. He goes, maybe. He said maybe in that interview that I listened to. He's like, maybe in the real world, the apartment's full of people. But
if the apartment was really full of people, why did nobody else leave?
They did.
So then why did Harry decide to, of all people, go to his apartment that night? Because I thought it was because he was the only one standing outside and he saw him. But why, if there was multiple people around him, why did he pick him to go to his apartment when he's not even on the same floor?
Didn't he say that he's seen him before, like in the lobby and seen him around?
I don't remember.
On that first interaction, or when the first time he said something like, I've seen you around. And so maybe he just...
Well, so how did he even know where to go?
Well, in the world of him being the only one there, he would probably know what apartment it was, the same way that when Adam looked up and saw the lights on in the one apartment. So he could have, at some previous point, looked up and saw the only other lights on in the apartment.
There was an apartment, or maybe one or two, that also had lights on way above them, but he would have known because they were way above them. So.
And if he sees him get on the elevator and then sees what floor he goes to.
Yeah.
And then he can kind of put two and two together by seeing which one of the other 3 apartments have lights in the entire building. Man, we're really trying to poke some holes into this.
Whenever a story, whether it be a show or a movie, has a lot of things like this that are up for interpretation, I always hear a lot of people saying, like, this person's a genius. The writer of this, the director, they're such a genius because there's so many different ways you can look at it. And like people like put these things together and they're like, wow, God, like they just really thought of everything. And I'm like, are they a genius? Or did they just kind of make something and like it's actually a little confusing and has plot holes? So it's like making everyone come together and think these things. Not to bring
That's
up.
That's what I was going to say. Like, what if it's just a really badly made movie with a bunch of plot holes?
Right, exactly. Or just like a coincidence. Not that it's a bad movie, but just like that these things that are happening, like they weren't actually thought through or planned. It just kind of like coincidentally came together through fan theory.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on how well made the rest of everything else is. That plot holes get turned into interesting, intentional things, interesting things. So if the movie looks like shit and the acting's bad and then the plot holes are there, then they get turned into this guy's trash and doesn't know what he's doing and these plot holes suck. And then there's when it's well shot and all the dialogue is good and all the acting is good and everything else wrapped around. So even if those things are not necessarily intentionally put in there to be interesting things to talk about, of it could be this, it could be that, you excuse those things and they get turned into that because everything else is so good.
Okay.
Also, I was the casting too, because I wouldn't expect the people that were in this movie, which they're in a lot of really popular things. They wouldn't have chose to be in this if it was just like a bunch of plot holes and they didn't see something in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you guys watched Ripley on Netflix?
No.
With Andrew
What's
Scott.
that?
Have you guys ever watch The Talented Mr. Ripley? with Matt Damon and
No.
I think I've seen it
Jude Law.
like a long time ago.
It's a remake of that, but it's a miniseries on Netflix with Andrew Scott is playing the Matt Damon character. Really good. You guys should definitely watch it.
Have you seen The Crown?
The Thomas Crown Affair?
No. The mom in this plays the queen in The Crown.
Claire Foy plays the queen. Elizabeth or
Yeah. It's a really good show, actually.
yeah,
It
there's
like goes
the
through
thing
her
about-
whole life, and it changes actresses every like season. They're like it's like a different actress that plays her because she's getting older, obviously.
that's just too much. It's too much for me to get involved in. Ripley's like 6 episodes and it's done. It's not coming back. It's a mini. I can get involved.
I love
with
a
miniseries.
miniseries.
Yeah.
I like long shows too. Don't get me wrong, but I love a miniseries.
Okay. All right. So where the fuck are we? We're pretty much at the part where he goes to dinner with the parents, right?
Yeah, so he's talking to his parents after Harry left, because Harry was like, fuck this is weird. He left. And then the parents let him in after. Thanks a lot, you guys, making me look like a fucking asshole in front of my boyfriend here. And then they go upstairs and they're talking. The parents like, I think maybe this is not good for you that we're doing this. I feel like this is kind of fucking with your real life. And then the mom refers to Harry as his special friend, which I just thought was funny. She continues to be
You
a
could say
little homophobic.
boyfriend.
You could say boyfriend. It's fine. So your special friend. We live on a farm together. I feel like that's a thing.
It is.
So then they were like, let's go to your favorite place ever. We're going to go to this diner and we're going to have a little goodbye moment. So they go to the diner, an American style chain spot from his youth. And they talk a little bit more about their deaths. And I think it's just so interesting how in this movie, the ghosts don't remember how they died. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. And he has to lie to them.
And he has to tell them. He has to tell his parents about how they died. And I guess what happened was in this car crash, his dad died instantly. But his mom lived for another 3 days in critical condition and lost an eye.
Yeah, missing an eye, and he went and looked
Crazy.
for it.
Oh my god!
When
when he was like making that joke about her eye, I just was like wanted to shrivel up and die.
That was when
I
he
love
was
a
talking
little
to
dark
Harry.
humor.
That was when he was talking to Harry though previously,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Telling him about the eye thing, about how he went and looked for it.
Went and looked for it. Just thought it'd be rolling around on the road, but it wasn't. And he did find a piece of glass, though. I wonder what he did with that glass. Did they ever say?
Did they show it in the box of keepsakes? I didn't go back and look to see if it was in there, and he didn't say anything about it, but I wonder if it was in there. I'll bet you
I
it
don't
was.
remember. I think I would have been like, what the fuck? But I wasn't, so.
He orders the family special, and she's like, that's a lot of food. And he's like, that's okay.
That's okay. You guys are
Don't worry
hungry,
about
right?
it. I'm good. I'm going to eat all this. I'm going to eat all 3. I'm going to drink all 3 milkshakes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something I would have done 10 years ago, is go to a restaurant and order the family special for myself.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Man
It's
versus
fine.
food style.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then
he tells his mom that she died instantly too.
Yeah, he lied to her.
Make her feel better. That's sweet. And that just goes to show that it's always okay to lie, as long as it's making someone feel better, right?
Or even yourself feel better.
Yeah.
As long as somebody's feeling better, always lie.
Always lie. It's fine.
Always be lying. The ABLs of life.
Yes. Always be lying.
The ending part where they're like, she can't see him anymore, and whatever. Is that because? Well, first of all, now that I'm thinking about it, the dad just stops talking altogether. Like he's gone, but he's still there, but he's gone, which is creepy. But does she not see him anymore because she lost
because
an
of her
eye?
eye?
Was that what that was?
No, I think.
And she also lasted longer because she died last.
Probably.
Ooh, my God. That's so good. Good catch. Yeah, because if he died instantly, oh my God, it's like he's losing them all over again. Oh, I just got chills. That's
and he
good.
finally got the last goodbye that he didn't get because his grandma didn't let him say goodbye.
Fucking fuck that bitch. I hated that. I mean, I get what she was trying to do, but like he has the chance to say goodbye to his mother. The chance to say goodbye to his father was ripped from him. But he had the chance to say goodbye to his mom, and she robbed him of that.
Yeah.
I think that's a...
She had to have been real fucked up looking, though.
Yeah, I think that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't think
true.
there's any good decisions to make that, and
And
especially
he
Yeah.
probably didn't even know that she survived longer. I would assume she didn't tell him that till he was older.
Maybe.
probably.
Yeah,
'Cause that
that's
would've been
true.
horrible.
That would have traumatized him.
Yeah,
That
there's
just sucks,
no...
though.
Yeah, you can't do anything good in that situation.
That's true. That's true.
And then
They could
she
have put
was
a
also...
bag over her head.
Well, she wasn't conscious for the last 3 days.
She did wake
woke
up,
up
though.
right before,
Yeah.
but which is so weird. Like, why? If she woke up, then what happened for her to just die?
Yeah, why'd you wake
She's like,
up?
oh no, I
Why'd
don't
you
have an
die?
eye, and then she died.
And then
It
she
could have...
died.
I wonder if... I think they're like a blood vessel breaks in your head and releases the pressure of the coma and so you wake up, but then you bleed out immediately after.
That's
Oh my god,
horrible.
that's horrible. That is so sad.
That's just me going
That's
off
what
of
you get for being
having...
homophobic,
That's right.
honestly.
Jesus Christ. No, but the part where she starts to fade, and it's like the last moment, and they're both gone, and the girl brings the 3 milkshakes. I just started sobbing. That was the part that I cried the most out of all of them.
When he has to pull it together to like smile to her to be like, thank you for putting down the milkshakes.
Oh my god.
He's such a good fucking actor. It's crazy.
That was the worst part. He does a very good job of making you feel horribly bad for him.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. I mean,
like, he makes himself feel like childlike very well.
He's a very vulnerable actor.
Yeah, I want to watch this again for sure.
Yeah, he's one of the best. He's one of the best.
Because even when he's talking, you can tell a difference in the way he acts when he's talking to Harry versus his parents. Because when he's talking with his parents, he acts almost like a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like he goes back into that childlike mindset, and like his whole everything is different. Like you feel worse for him during those times, so it makes you more emotional.
Yeah.
I give him his crown. I give him his princess tiara.
Yeah.
And then
his princess tiara.
But they do tell him to. Did they mention again at the dinner that he should go and be with Harry, or was that only before they went? I don't remember. But in any case, it's time to go have a life with Harry. We're gonna have our happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back to his apartment. He goes to Harry's apartment. It's unlocked. He goes in and it's very stinky. Oh no. Why is it so stinky in this apartment? Why is the TV staticky? Why is this whole place disheveled? Why is that bottle of whiskey that he had when he came to his door empty, sitting there? Oh no, why is Harry's dead ass rotting away in the apartment?
Ew.
That part made me so uncomfortable when he opened the door. And like, I like that they didn't show it though.
Yeah.
Just his hand.
You just saw the hand.
Yeah, I like that it just... Because he really had to act. And like, I don't know.
And you could tell by that hand that he'd been dead for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a decomposing hand.
And then he's standing there in the other room with the bottle. And then we get his Oscar-worthy performance of why didn't anyone find him? Why didn't his family visit him? Why didn't anybody come?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you just open the door and let me in? I needed somebody right then and you wouldn't let me in.
The last part of this movie was just hit after hit, seriously.
So remember when Adam was asking Harry about how his parents were with him? Like, did they accept him for being gay and whatever? And Harry said that his parents did accept him and they had a great relationship. And
he
it makes
say that.
You know, he just said that he said that
his parents accept him.
It.
They accept him, but they don't really accept him.
Yeah.
And
oh, really?
He's like the black sheep of the family, basically.
Oh.
And that his siblings are living the normal life, getting married and having kids and stuff, and that he's the outsider of the family.
No, I guess I blacked out during that point.
That he's out to them and everybody knows about it. He's not hiding it from them, and that they're not like openly hostile or critical, but he's just kind of ostracized and lives a separate life because of it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, then that makes more sense why his family didn't find him. I thought it was interesting, and maybe like he was saying that, but that wasn't really true. kind of thing. Like his parents actually didn't really accept him, and that's why they
No.
never came to find him.
It's pretty honest, but that again lends credence to they are really actually ghost theory, because how could he have known? That appears to have been true.
That is true.
All the stuff that Harry told him throughout the story appears to be true.
Yeah.
By them. But I mean, I suppose it could be that that's what Adam made up in his story of that's his relationship with his family, and it just turns out that he's just has no family, or that his parents fucking hate him, and that's why nobody came and visited him or found him or anything.
Yeah.
Don't really know. So, but it could be true. So it really doesn't prove anything.
I think that they have to be ghosts, like for real.
All right, I'm switching my opinion to that they're ghosts, except that I
Yeah.
don't, not really, because I still like the idea that he's a screenwriter writing this story for himself, and that they're not ghosts.
I mean, that's why I'm like, is this just a bunch of plot holes? Because it does make sense. Like, why else would they make him a screenwriter if it wasn't for that?
Yeah, that's something I thought about too. Like, what's the point of making him a screenwriter?
Yeah.
What's the point?
It's very, again, not to beat my Lynch drum, but it's very inspired by David Lynch, being meta and having several different readings of what it could be, and self-referential to his own, what he does in his real life. So a lot of this stuff is inspired by his own life. So he's creating a character that's doing what he's doing at that exact time with another layer on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what makes it so fun. So that's why I think it's all completely 100% intentional, and it's not plot holes. I think it's all very much intended to be read as 3 or 4 different ways. I mean, I'm not even speculating. That's what he said in the interview about it, is that all this was intentional to be read several different ways, and that you can read it however you want to. So, which I don't think it's a cop-out either. I mean, he could have just made it where it was very clear that they're all ghosts, or that it was all in his imagination. I mean, it would have been easy to make it be one way or the other definitively, and he intentionally didn't do that. So
yeah,
very perfect movie, very sad.
Very sad.
Wait, you didn't get to the part where they take him back to his apartment?
Yeah, there's the very, very end.
Well, he didn't take him back. That's where they were. They just went and laid down. Oh, no, you're right. He did take him back to his apartment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was about to say.
Yeah, was he going to lay down with his dead body?
That's what I'm saying. Is he just laying down in the dead body? Is that what he's doing? He's just wrapped up in Harry's dead body? But they did go back to his apartment now. You're right.
Yeah. I wondered, did he say anything? Did he maybe call the cops and say, hey, there's a dead guy in there? Or do you think he just let him be? Just walked out there with his footprints all over the crime scene?
Well, they're going to do...
Also, how did he die? Did he just drink himself to death? Or
yeah.
I think he Jimi Hendrixed it. I imagine he either
drugs and alcohol.
OD'd or threw up and choked to death in his own vomit, probably.
Yeah.
That's why he said he's off alcohol when he comes back, when he meets him. He's like, no, I'm off alcohol because I can't drink anymore because I'm dead.
But then he drinks at the club.
Does he?
We never see him physically
We never
drink.
see him drink. He just does drugs. So maybe ghosts can smoke and do drugs. They just can't drink or eat.
That's cool.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's what it's like in the afterlife. I don't want to have to worry about eating. I just want to do drugs.
No food, cigarettes. Just drugs.
Well, I guess we don't really have to give our final reviews of whether or not we liked it or not. Pretty clear that we think this is a good movie, but what would your rating be? Jaiden, give me your review. I know you watched it and gave it a review. Does it go up or down from the first time you watched it?
It's the same. I give it a 4.5, I think.
Yeah, that's what I gave it to. And I'm tempted to bump it up to a 5, but I might, because I'm going to log it again.
It's so hard for me to give things a 5.
Yeah, 5's like perfect. Yeah.
That's good. But I probably will leave it at 4.5 stars. Darian, what's your score going to be? You got to log it. You guys got to hashtag the VIMP too.
Okay. When I first watched it, I would have given it a 4, but after talking about everything, I would give it a 4.5. It was really good. I want to watch it again, and I think that there are a lot of moments that kind of intertwined with each other throughout the movie. It was really good.
Thumbs up all around. That's kind of funny. We all have given it a 4.5.
Yeah, I think it earned it. So
I think it did too.
What does it have on Letterboxd?
Probably a 3.5, 3 point. I want to say it was a 3.9.
Yeah, I think you're
right.
Looking,
Letterboxd reviews are always lower than I would expect them to be.
They're actually, most of the time for me, are about the same as what I...
Yeah, they are for me too.
Really?
Like, on most things. There's some things like Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie, where I obviously give that a 5 stars.
I feel like
5-star
they're
perfect
always.
movie.
I feel like they're always around 3.5 stars. It's just average for everything.
Sure,
Weapons
that is
was
true.
3.5. I was like, really?
No, it was.
I thought it was so good.
It started off
they're
as like
never the
4.1.
same. They're never the same for horror movies for me. It's always low.
Weapons is a 3.8 right now. What is the movie we just watched that we talked about for 5 hours? Oh, did I just? Am I
It's
writing?
3.9. All of Us Strangers is 3.9.
So it's exactly the same. Oddly, as Weapons, and I gave both of them a 4.5.
So it's a little bit lower than you would rate it.
It is a little bit lower.
Like I said.
I think.
I gave Weapons a 4.
I don't think I never review things on here. I need to.
You got to get in the habit. I didn't do it for a long time, and then I just made the decision that I have to do every one. Now I'm in the habit of doing it.
The reviews on Letterboxd are so fun to read because they're always so funny, and people come up with the funniest shit to say. And I just feel like if I'm going to leave a review on there, I have to say something funny and witty, and then that requires brain power.
You can just log it. You don't have to write the review.
I don't write anything. I just like to log it so I can see like a year from now being like, did I watch that?
And you got to start hashtagging it about where you saw it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that.
Yeah, because that's fun. Because then you can go back and be like, I saw all these movies, and this is where I saw them at. It's a little. All of Us Strangers.
I saw it at home. Watched at home.
Know how to do that.
When you are on the review, there's a little thing for hashtags at the bottom.
I don't even know how to write a review on here.
We can do we'll do offline.
We'll
do a letterbox test or letterbox class. Let's talk about what next week's movie is going to be. Dun 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 dun. Easy's After Hours. So get ready for that, guys. Watch it. I'm talking to the listener and you guys.
I'm reviewing.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Very Important Movie Podcast. And as always, please out.